When a woman doesn't contact you, even though she actually likes you, one of the biggest reasons behind that silence is that she wants to feel your strength first. At the core of attraction, what women are really drawn to is confidence. Not just the surface level confidence that shows up in the way you dress or how you speak, but the deeper kind, the kind that radiates through your energy and action. She wants to know if you're capable of leading. She wants to sense that you're not easily shaken. And often, the only way she can feel that is by seeing whether you're willing to take initiative without hesitation. Many men fall into the trap of waiting, thinking that if she really likes them, she'll reach out first. But for most women, that's not how attraction is tested. She wants to feel that you're bold enough to step into the role of a man who goes after what he wants without fear. Think about it this way. If she reached out first every time, if she carried the weight of initiation, it would change the entire dynamic. She'd feel like she was the one leading, the one chasing, and over time that drains attraction. Women are wired to respond to strength. They feel safe, comfortable, and excited when they know the man they're drawn to isn't paralyzed by doubt or indecision. If you're sitting around overthinking, waiting for her to text or call, she can sense that hesitation. Even if she likes you, that energy doesn't inspire her to lean in further. She wants to be swept into your world, not left wondering if you're too afraid to open the door. The reason this is so important is because attraction thrives in polarity. Masculine and feminine energy balance each other. Masculine energy takes the lead, creates direction, and moves forward with certainty. Feminine energy responds, nurtures, and flows with what it's given. If she has to step into the masculine role by being the one to always reach out, she doesn't get to relax into her feminine side. She ends up feeling like she's doing the work you should be doing, and even though she may like you, she'll resist contacting you because deep down she wants to feel your strength and action. She wants to feel your confidence without you needing reassurance first. Many men misinterpret this silence. They assume she must not care, or that she's playing games, or that she's lost interest. And sometimes that may be true. But often, when she really likes you yet holds back, it's simply because she's waiting to feel you step up. Women want to feel chosen. They want to know that you see them, value them, and aren't afraid to show it. That doesn't mean chasing endlessly or smothering her with attention. It means being willing to initiate, being willing to put yourself on the line, and being willing to take that small risk of rejection without letting it shake your confidence. That act alone shows her more about your strength than 100 texts ever could. It's also important to realize that women are highly intuitive when it comes to energy. If you're waiting for her to contact you because you're afraid of being rejected, she can feel that fear even without words. She can sense the hesitation. But when you lead confidently, when you reach out without overthinking or attaching your self-worth to her response, she feels that too. That's what makes you attractive. That's what makes her relax and want to open up to you. By showing strength through initiative, you prove that you're not ruled by fear. You're ruled by certainty in yourself. Strength isn't about controlling her or forcing her to respond. It's about being comfortable with yourself regardless of the outcome. It's about taking action because that's who you are, not because you need her validation to feel good. That's the difference between neediness and confidence. Neediness asks, do you like me? Will you respond? Will you validate me? Confidence says, I like you, I'm interested, and I'm going to show it, but I'm fine with whatever happens. That energy is magnetic. That's what women want to feel. And that's why even when she really likes you, she won't contact you first. Because she wants to see if you're capable of carrying that confidence without leaning on her to prove it to you. This is why detachment is so important in relationships. When you're detached in a healthy way, you're not afraid of the outcome. You're not sitting around needing her to make the first move. You're steady, secure, and willing to lead. And paradoxically, That's what makes her more likely to lean in later. When she feels your strength, she feels inspired to respond with her feminine energy. She feels safer to open up, to give, to nurture. But it all starts with you being bold enough to show up first. In the end, her silence isn't always rejection. Sometimes it's an invitation. It's her way of saying, show me who you are. Show me your strength. Show me that you're not afraid to lead. If you can do that, not only will she respond, but she'll also respect you more deeply. Because at the heart of attraction, respect and strength go hand in hand. And once she feels your strength, everything about the connection changes. And that's why she wants to feel your strength before she ever contacts you. When a woman really likes you but never contacts you, one of the biggest reasons is fear. She may fear rejection, or she may fear appearing too eager. This might surprise you because on the surface it seems simple. If she likes you, why wouldn't you just reach out? But human emotions are rarely that straightforward, and for many women, the idea of being the one to initiate contact carries risks that they'd rather avoid. Even if she feels strongly about you, she may hesitate because the fear of you not responding or of you pulling away is something she doesn't want to face. Silence for her feels safer than the possibility of rejection. Rejection stings for everyone, but for women it often cuts even deeper because it hits at their sense of femininity and desirability. If she sends that first text or makes that call and you don't respond in the way she hopes, she doesn't just feel ignored, she feels exposed. She feels like she put her emotions on the line and was met with indifference. That fear keeps many women from making the first move, even when their feelings for you are genuine. They'd rather hold back, let you take the risk, and protect their self-esteem. From their perspective, letting the man initiate isn't about laziness, it's about safety. There's also the fear of looking desperate. Society constantly tells women not to chase a man, not to be too available, not to give away their interest too quickly. They've heard stories, read advice columns, or even experienced situations where showing too much eagerness pushed a man away. So even when she really likes you, she might hold back because she doesn't want to seem like she's doing too much. In her mind, silence preserves her mystery. Silence protects her from being labeled as clingy or needy. Silence allows her to keep some sense of power in the dynamic. And sometimes she may be hoping that by holding back, you'll step forward with even more certainty. This can be incredibly frustrating for men because it feels like mixed signals. You might sense her interest in the way she looks at you and her body language, or in the times you do interact face to face, yet when you're apart, there's nothing, no text, no call, no sign of life. It's easy to misinterpret that as disinterest, but the truth is, fear often sits at the core of her silence. She wants you, but she doesn't want to risk the pain of putting herself out there first. She wants the connection, but she doesn't want to feel like she's the one chasing it. Understanding this dynamic is crucial because it prevents you from falling into resentment. Instead of taking her silence as a sign that she doesn't care, you can see it for what it is, a protective mechanism. That doesn't mean you should excuse all lack of effort forever. A healthy relationship eventually requires both people to invest. But in the early stages, or when attraction is still developing, it's often the man's role to break through that barrier of fear. By showing confidence and initiating without hesitation, you give her the reassurance she needs to open up more freely later. This doesn't mean overwhelming her with constant attention or chasing her endlessly. That only reinforces her fear of appearing desperate because now she feels pressured. What it does mean is taking the lead calmly and consistently without expecting her to carry the weight of initiation. When she sees that you're confident enough to move first, it makes her feel safer. Over time, that safety reduces her fear, and she'll begin to reach out more naturally. But it starts with you understanding why she's holding back and not making the mistake of assuming it means she doesn't like you. There's also another layer to this fear. Sometimes it's not just about rejection from you, but about what that rejection would mean in her own mind. If she admits through her actions that she likes you and you don't respond in the way she hopes, it challenges her sense of worth. It makes her question her attractiveness, her desirability, and even her femininity. For many women, that's too heavy a risk to take. So instead of confronting it, they stay silent, hoping you'll take the lead and remove that burden from them. That's why your composure matters so much. If you understand that her silence doesn't always equal disinterest, you can approach the situation without frustration or anger. You can initiate without needing constant validation in return. You can stay confident without letting her hesitation shake your self-esteem. That kind of energy is what reassures her that she's safe to let her guard down. She doesn't feel like she has to protect herself from rejection because you've already shown that you're comfortable taking that risk. At the end of the day, her silence isn't always a lack of care. It's often just fear. Fear of rejection, fear of vulnerability, fear of being seen as desperate. And when you recognize that, you realize the solution isn't to pull back in frustration, but to maintain your strength, your calmness, and your leadership. Because the moment she feels that strength, her fear begins to fade and her natural attraction has the freedom to express itself more openly. And that's why even when she likes you, she may never contact you first because fear often holds her back more than desire pushes her forward. When a woman doesn't contact you, even though she really likes you, many times it's not about fear alone, it's about testing. Silence can be her way of seeing what you'll do when things don't go according to your expectations. She may not even be consciously aware of it, but on some level, she wants to see if you'll lose your composure, chase, or get needy. It's less about her playing games and more about her wanting to feel the truth of your confidence. If you break down quickly, blowing up her phone, questioning her, or acting insecure, she sees that you're dependent on her attention to feel good about yourself. But if you remain calm, patient, and focused on your life, she notices the strength it takes not to be thrown off by her silence. Women are drawn to men who can handle pressure without cracking. They want to feel that when life gets tough, you'll stand steady instead of collapsing. Her silence, whether intentional or not, becomes a kind of test of that steadiness. If you can handle it gracefully, you prove that you're not controlled by her responses. You're in control of yourself. That kind of calm energy communicates security, and security builds trust. On the other hand, if you chase or panic, you communicate instability, and that lowers her attraction. The key is to see her silence as an opportunity rather than a threat. Instead of waiting by the phone or obsessing over why she hasn't reached out, you double down on living your life. You pursue your goals, spend time with friends, take care of your body and mind, and move forward without needing her validation. When she sees that you don't crumble, it raises her respect. She begins to recognize that your attention is something valuable because it comes from a place of strength, not from desperation. It's not about ignoring her or playing hard to get. It's about showing through your actions that you're not dependent on her to feel secure. That's the confidence she's testing for, and when you demonstrate it, you pass without saying a word. She starts to feel drawn back towards you because your self-control and patience make you stand out. Most men fail this test by chasing, but the ones who stay grounded reveal the rare kind of strength women deeply admire. So when she doesn't reach out, don't view it as rejection. View it as a chance to prove who you are. A calm, centered man doesn't let silence shake him. And when she realizes that, she feels safer, more attracted, and more curious about you than ever before. Sometimes The reason she never contacts you, even though she really likes you, is because she wants space for attraction to grow naturally. In her mind, constantly reaching out could ruin the mystery, and mystery is a powerful driver of desire. When you're not always available, when you're not constantly in front of her, she has room to think about you. That distance creates a vacuum, and in that vacuum, her emotions can build. She starts wondering what you're doing, who you're with, and why you're not chasing her. That curiosity can often create more attraction than words ever could. If she were to always be the one reaching out, the dynamic would shift too much, and she'd feel like she's the one carrying the connection. For many women, that doesn't feel natural. They want the man to create momentum. By holding back, she allows herself to feel pulled towards you instead of pushing herself onto you. This is why silence can actually be her way of protecting the attraction she already feels. She doesn't want to smother it by being too available. She wants to give it room to breathe. This can be incredibly difficult for men to understand because our instinct is often to equate silence with disinterest. But when a woman truly likes you, her silence may be the very thing that keeps the fire alive. It's not rejection, it's restraint. She knows that when she doesn't reach out, she's allowing space for you to lead and for her feelings to deepen in the background. That's why if you interpret her silence as an invitation to over pursue, you kill the very attraction that space was building. The strongest move you can make in this situation is to stay composed and allow her the room she's creating. Don't fight against it by trying to fill every gap with your words. Instead, let her curiosity grow. Let her imagination do the work for you. Because in those quiet moments when you're not texting or calling, she's thinking about you. She's replaying the times you spent together. She's wondering when she'll hear from you again. That wondering builds tension, and tension is the foundation of attraction. And when you understand this, you stop resenting her silence. You stop seeing it as a problem to fix and start seeing it as part of the natural rhythm of attraction. You give her space without anger, without neediness, and without insecurity. That calm confidence makes the space even more powerful because she feels the stability of your energy. She knows you're not panicking, you're not doubting, you're not chasing. You're simply living your life and allowing her to come toward you. And when she does, her interest will be stronger, her feelings will be clearer, and her desire will feel more authentic because it was given the time to grow naturally. And that's why sometimes her silence isn't rejection at all. It's the very thing that keeps her attraction alive and allows her desire for you to deepen.